Good morning. My name is Lisa from REC number 4, here to do my next Tech Bit session for you. As I move over into my PowerPoint, it's exactly 10 a.m. Of course, this is going to be recorded and will be posted on the REC 9 website, like all the other Tech Bit sessions, which I hope you all who will end up looking at these will go and explore that website. Today's objective is using the snipping tool on your PC. And I'm not sure about Macs, but I'm sure Mac has a comparable tool. And for using the snipping tool for the purpose of either creating picture files or saving them in a folder to use in other projects, whereby you would use the tool and grab or snag or capture anything on your screen that you want to capture as a picture. Excuse me, my dog RBG is barking. If you would, I know nobody's on right now, so I will move forward with my norms. If there are people here, I'd ask you to put your name and district in the chat box for my own purposes. Remember the REC 9 website where you can get all of these sessions, and there will be more coming next year. And I fully believe as a teacher, and as you, our teachers, know that the more connections we make in our brains, the more we get better at things. And so the more you try one application, it leads to another application or a connection in your brain. And it really does lead to you being able to figure out things because of previous things that you've learned. So today we will be talking about, as I said, the snipping tool. I would imagine, well, I can't say for Mac, but every PC, which has an operating system of, like, now I think my operating system is, what is it? I think it's, oh gosh, Microsoft 17 or something, I can't remember. I'm not in 365, but you can see here, I took a screen. This was just my screen. And I will show you where the snipping tool is. So on most PCs, you will go down to the Microsoft icon, which will then open up a alphabetical list of all the programs that you have on your computer system. You will then scroll and locate where your snipping tool is. I think in this, it used to be called cut and snip or snip and something. Now it's called snip and sketch. So anyway, I locate it. For my purposes, you could double click it. But for my purposes, I would right click on it. And when I right click on the snipping tool, you would get this drop down window to either pin it or unpin it to your start menu, to take a new snip, 3 or 10 seconds to wait, and then it will start the snip. Or you can do what I do, which is I will go and find my snipping tool and I will pin it to the start menu, which is, you can see circled at the bottom toolbar. All those tools that are on my start menu at the bottom, I personalize myself, which you can do too by the exact same process. Let me go back a couple of steps and show you. You could go and locate your snipping tool or publisher or Microsoft Word or Excel, whatever PowerPoint, whatever programs you use, you would locate that in your list, right click, and you would get this drop or sidebar or drop down menu or window, and then you would just pin it. It says unpin from start because I already have mine pinned to my start menu. And you can see here, I don't use those 3 at all. I usually just get it in my start menu, and then I can right click on the icon to start a new snip. So again, I'll be repeating the steps. You would find your start icon, scroll to locate whatever your snipping tool is, right click, pin to start, and then you can go about making your own projects. And just a note, on the mouse that you use, even on a laptop or you're using a separate mouse, when you use your index finger, you're just selecting something. When you use your right finger, you will be applying something. Okay, my apologies for that short break. All right, so let's move forward. Again, like I said, you select things with your index finger, and when you right click, it gives you choices. So here, as an example, let's go. I went to my screen, picture, graphic, a passage in a Word document, anything that you find that you want to snip or that you want to capture into its own picture file. You would find that thing, you activate your snipping tool, like we said before, select new, hold down your left index finger because you're just going to choose, and then you're going to hold it down and capture whatever it is you're wanting to capture. And then once it's captured in the window of your snippet tool, you'll right click, copy or save it as a picture, or save it in a Word document, or copy it and put it into a project. So you can see here the steps here. I would go to my snipping tool there at the bottom toolbar. You can see I'm circling it. It's the icon with the scissors. So when I do it, I will go to right click. And when I do right click, I get this other window over here that pops up. I click new. And when I click new, I get a little crisscross or a little plus sign that is the area that I'm going to capture. So when I click new, there it is. I grabbed that icon or that graphic that was on my screen, and I captured it. As you can see there, it's in my snipping tool window waiting. It's being held in the snipping tool, and I'm going to right click on it. When I right click on it, I get the little drop down that says I'm going to send it somewhere, or I want to copy that picture, or I want to save it somewhere. I've never really used the options. I'm usually copying something or saving it as a picture. You don't have to save it as a picture every time you snip something. Usually when you're snipping something, you're going to want to copy it somewhere because it's being held there in your program. So it's holding it. If I were to get out of that screen, it would ask me if I want to save it. If I said no, it would be gone. If I want to save it, you can see right there, it's highlighted that says save as. So I would do save as. And it takes me, I go and locate the folder. In this case, it's in my Tech Bits folder in this session, which is using the snipping tool in that folder. And I want to save it as a picture file. So you could see .jpg is a JPEG. So that is a picture file. It's called snip sample is the file name I gave it, .jpeg. So now I save that. And now I will have that. You can see the graphic or the picture file in my folder now saved as a picture file. So when you go to the thing that you want to snip, you click snipping tool, select new, hold down your left finger and drag across the thing that you want to grab or capture. Right click, copy it into a project or save it as a picture, like you saw right there in the parentheses, a JPEG. In whatever file you want, or on your desktop, or wherever that file is going to reside. And when I talk about copying a picture file or copying your snip into a project can be anything that you've created, a publisher document, a Google document, Google Slides, like a PowerPoint presentation, or any other compatible application that you can copy something into. You would not use a word processing document necessarily. You could, I've done it before, but word processing documents and picture files don't really play well together. That's why we have programs like Publisher and other Google products and other compatible products whereby you can use picture files in order to make anything that you want. I mean, I think as an REC consultant and a teacher of teachers, and trainer of trainers and training on these kinds of things, I use the snipping tool so much because I'll grab ideas or pictures I find online, or a passage of a poem. Instead of downloading a whole passage of something, I might find it, magnify it, and then grab it, and then I can paste it into a PowerPoint. Or I might go find a picture of something. Say you have your school logo. You could go on your district's website. You could download the logo, or you could just grab it on any website and grab the picture, save it, and copy it into a flyer or a poster or a collage or an award. It's certificate time, learning to make certificates. A lot of all the tech fit sessions I'm doing are what I do just about every day, you know, using these tools to create other things, visual supports, teaching materials, like I said, awards, invitations, flyers, etc. So these are really good skills to have. And this is basically a very short session because the snipping tool is on every person's computer. You just need someone to show you how to use it, right? Or ask someone to show you. Once you know, then you're going to know when you're going to be using it all the time. So when we look at picture files, you've probably seen a lot, if not all of these extensions, they're called. The acronyms that come after the dot in any file name. Maybe you can see the extensions on your laptop, maybe you can't. One of the sessions that I do in formatting your files and formatting is to show you how you can see the extensions on all of your files if you can't see them. I need to be able to see the extension, so I had to teach myself how to figure that out. JPEGs, I like JPEGs. Even when I'm saving a picture file offline, if I'm looking for an image of some kind, I might Google, say, an image of St. Patrick's Day or Shamrock, since tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. So I might go find an image, and the default to save it in might say a PNG. But just for my own personal crazy reasons, I like JPEGs. I like saving everything as JPEGs. I like uniformity. So I will just change the file type as JPEG as opposed to a PNG when I'm saving my file. So you've seen those quite often, and you've also seen the PDFs. .pdf, that's a picture of a document. Whenever you receive a document online or emailed from somewhere, and it's a PDF document, it's basically a picture of that document. Each page is a picture. So it would be considered a picture file. So remember, I'm going to go through these steps again, and then I'll go show you just for a minute or two in my own computer how to use the actual snipping tool. So again, wherever you're at, you might find a pair of shoes online that you want to save on a picture to remind yourself if it's not in your phone. You might use avatars. So anyway, you're going to go to whatever thing you have, whatever thing you want to grab and cut and paste somewhere or save as a picture file. You engage your snipping tool. You select new. You grab whatever that thing is, holding down your index finger, and then you let go. Right click on that snip that's in the snipping window. Right click, copy or save it in wherever you want it to be. Save it as the picture file and place it wherever you want it to go. So these are some samples that I've done. Most recently, this month, our council will approve our employee 12-month calendar. So I create that every year. And this is a combination of using Excel for the calendar part, creating their particular days in color, days off, highlighting things in red for holidays, and I'll create that in Excel. I will use my snipping tool to grab those 12 months from the Excel file, and then I cut and paste that picture into a publisher document. Did the same thing with our logo. That was an actual picture file that I just cut and pasted. The key below is a table that I created in Microsoft Word. And then I could either snip the table or just copy the table into the publisher document, as well as the key above the actual dates and names of the holidays. So that's one sample where I've used a snipping tool probably 3 different ways. A lot of us use our avatars if you use Bitmoji, but it's usually in our phones. But because I do presentations, or if you wanted to use your Bitmoji for a certificate for your students, you would send yourself the Bitmoji that you're taking. What I do is I find my Bitmoji on my phone, like you can see up in that top left. And so it shows on my screen. I take a screenshot from my phone, and then I send that screenshot to my email at work, take that document, that actual screenshot, and this page that you're looking at here is a publisher document. It's a page. And so I just cut and paste it into that publisher document, and then that's where I can crop it. I can crop all that black stuff away, crop only my picture of my avatar, grab it with the snipping tool, right click, save as a picture file, and then I can just name it lisapointing.jpg. And that's what I've done for all of the other ones. And I will show you that in a second. This is a screenshot. I press the P, you have a key on your keyboard for print screen. PRT, capital SC is print screen. All you have to do is, if I'm looking at my screen right now and I'm creating this presentation, I wanted to show you my screen before I select anything. So I selected that key. I just pressed it once, press the print screen key once, and then I opened a publisher, opened actually my PowerPoint presentation, and then right click V or right click paste. And there that document went right onto my PowerPoint screen. And then I could enlarge it, put a frame around it, make it smaller, whatever I need to do, add the circles that I add, et cetera, in PowerPoint. These are some teaching tools for a visual schedule that you can make in Publisher. I those are actual text boxes that I changed the text size and bolded everything. Some of the graphics I already had in a folder. Other ones I might go online and say Google teacher images. And then instead of downloading all these images, I can find the one I like, use my snipping tool, grab it, and then just paste it into one of these little boxes here. The uses are really limitless. It's really fun. Or I might have found, this is an example of a very simplistic visual schedule, but it would be better than having nothing. So I found that example to use as a very simple, as long as you have something somewhere that's visual for students. So I found this picture, although it was a little bit blurry. I found the picture online and I used my snipping tool and grabbed it, made a picture file out of it, and I can use it in my training. And here, I just cut and pasted it here into my PowerPoint slide. On this one, I just showed you my bottom start menu. I used my snipping tool, grabbed my whole little menu that's at the bottom. These are all the programs that I use on a regular basis. And so I just used that quickly to show you how fast it is. And I'm going to show you here in a second. So now it says, let's go practice in real time. So I am going to escape from my presentation here. And I'm gonna minimize my screen there. And I think I'm still sharing my screen. So let's say that I want to go on the PED website, let's say, because I want to grab, let's say I want to grab the logo on the PED web page. I can hover over it here and it points, and I could right click. It says copy image, but I don't necessarily need to do that because I just want to cut and paste it. So as you can see, it might be a little bit of a drag or not a drag, but a lag or a drag time from you guys being able to see my process. But I'm going to come down here to my snipping tool. I'm not going to double click it. For me, I'm going to right click, and here's my snipping tool. I'm going to double click my snipping tool, and here I get the window. I'm going to click new. And then as you can see, everything fades and I get my plus sign. So this is where I'm going to grab what I want. So I just want this little logo here. And let's say I messed up. I just messed up. And so I'm just going to go back up. It's just going to, once I let go of my finger, it's going to show me what I grabbed. That's not sufficient. I'm going to click new again. And it's going to all get shaded again so I can do the work. I'm going to grab that entire logo the way I want it, enough white space around it. Let go of my finger. Now it's captured. I'm going to hover that little dot over that logo, and I get my choices: send to, copy, save as, options, help. I like to save as, and I'm going to go, let's say I'm going to go onto my desktop. I'm going to go find, somebody's calling, I'm sorry. I'm going to go find my folder that all of these things are in. I'm going to my folder for this year and down to my Tech Bits folder. Here we go. You're just locating wherever you want to put it. And let's see, this is using the snipping tool. So I go into that folder. the automatic default title for anything that you capture in your snippet tool is a capture, right? So I'm just going to highlight the word capture. I'm going to say PED logo for the name, and it's a .jpeg file. If I went to the drop down here, you can see the other file names, the other file extensions that are possible. I like JPEGs myself. I just save it as a JPEG. I can get out of my snipping tool, just close it out, and I don't want to save it. Now I'm going to open my folder and I'm going to show you where it's at. Here we go. There it is. Here we go in my folder. Let me move my folder if I can. Here we go. So you can see there is the logo right here. And that's just from a snipping tool, and I saved it. If I didn't save it as a picture file, I could have copied and pasted it into my PowerPoint. So let me go back up here to, let me just close out the PED web page, go back to my PowerPoint. Okay, let me go back and share my PowerPoint with you to where we were. Here we are. Okay, here we go. All right. So now we practiced in real time. And I was showing you my samples. And I know there isn't anybody on the call at this point, or I would elicit questions from any of you. You know, you can find your answers on the REC9 webpage for anything technological related to this project. Please stay tuned. I myself have a few more coming up. Next week, I've got using Microsoft Publisher 101. I've got creating visual supports in Publisher coming up in April. Mail merging, so using a database to make certificates and awards for a group of people so that you're not entering names in one by hand. And then using picture files in projects, formatting your picture files. So this is my schedule for the rest of the year in terms of TechBit sessions. Here's my contact information. If anybody is interested, I'm with REC4. We are located up in the Las Vegas, New Mexico area, housed within the Teacher Education Building on the New Mexico Highlands University main campus. There is the website, rec9nm.org. Please go to the TechBit sessions. These sessions are very, very good. I've gone to them myself. We're at about a half hour. And so I will stop sharing here. And I see it's just me here again. So I want to thank you for watching this. If you come and see this after the fact. And teachers, please keep learning. And I hope you find this useful. Thank you. Bye-bye.